Welcome back. You got Will and Iron here from the Block Runner, MetaZone, and Rovi. And today we're wondering why are the crypto markets up? So we did a little perusing.
I guess everybody's wondering that, right?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out like what's causing this. And there's not one thing. It's a combination of a few things that feel like they're not relevant, but according to some they are. And
relevant or not, the fact that the things are green, right? We have to react because it's like
the first time in like 8 months, 10 months.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we felt like a little glimmer of positive sentiment.
Yeah,
and this is natural in the bear market.
Since November of 2021, everything's been down.
Yeah, so we have to do our best to not succumb to emotions, right? This is like this is crypto / investing markets 101, dude. Like,
yeah.
Just because the squiggly line's going up and down, you can't like react emotionally, right? You got to remain objective. So that's what we're going to attempt to do right now, right? Like, let's see what's happening in the markets and, of course, the macro side, because as things were tumbling, we were attributing a lot of that to the macro situation, right? Mm-hmm. So now that things have been pretty stagnant, I like to call it, crab zone, you know, crabs
sideways moving.
That's what they do.
They move sideways.
So we've been crabbing it up lately. So
yeah,
that's question is, should we go up or down from here? You know, we've been looking at the Willy Woo charts and all the different, standard Bitcoin pricing models and where we've been in like
all-time lows,
the bottom zones for a couple of months now.
Yeah,
pretty much like you have to be buying at these zones. So now that we're seeing a potential upswing, is this it?
Yeah,
is this the catalyst? Are we finally out of the bear?
Yeah, and just to set the clocks here, we're at $20,000, almost $21,000 Bitcoin, and almost a $1,600 ETH, which is up almost 20% over 7 days. So that's a huge. We're going to talk about why this might be here in a few seconds. There
might be some interesting variables to account for. But yeah, so let's start with Bitcoin. What's going on with Bitcoin?
All right, so according to this article, why is crypto market up today? There's 3 items. And one of them is the Fed change its tune on rate hikes. So basically, they were predicting that the rate hikes would be significantly higher than what is predicted. It will be here in the next couple of weeks. And that rate hike would be 0.75% change, which matches September and July. So not a whole lot of inflation potential here, other than like the standard predictions that have occurred in September and July. So
I guess it's nothing too radical to, shift us out of our already existing, where we are today, right? It's nothing.
That's positive sentiment for like short-term future.
It's good enough.
Yeah,
it's good enough to where we're not. The market isn't expecting to see anything from the Federal Reserve. Yeah, that indicates like that we're on a free fall trajectory, right? If anything, we're in like a maintenance period. Yeah, they're probably analyzing the inflation situation, and at some point, everybody's expecting an inverse of these hikes whenever inflation's a little more settled. So, all this is very, very, very priced in. It's been like what we've been fearful of over the last 9 to 12 months.
It has been priced in, right?
Well, it has to be. The markets have been crumbling. I mean, I guess maybe not, because one of the other points to this is that there's a little bit of a decoupling happening here. Like the equities markets are still going down. Yeah. So actually, there might still be a little bit of fear from all these different potential outcomes, right? Yeah. Like the equities markets are seeing this as it's not done yet, right? The equities markets have much more macro correlation because these are companies. Yeah. They're not crypto coins and NFTs and shit like that. Like these are actual companies that have real humans consuming their products and services, right? So real world economic factors mean a lot to these companies. People stop buying their product. People stop using their services. Company valuations go down. So just because the inflation and the rate hike stuff is might feel like a little bit like in a stagnant stage, the actual outcomes of what's been happening for the last 9 months haven't even really kicked in yet. Yeah. So there's that potential.
Yeah. I mean, just to add to what you're saying, we just watched a video of Elon walking into his new Twitter headquarters with a sink, right?
He definitely brought a sink with him, yeah.
He was like, what was his line?
Like, let that sink in.
Let that sink in, yeah. And so the reason why I bring that up is because he said that he's going to get rid of like 75% of the Twitter staff.
Did he actually say that?
Something like that.
Damn, dude, that's a huge nuke.
Yeah.
I think it's because they didn't want to like show up to the office. He also publicly said like, yeah, you can work from home, but you can't work for Twitter.
Yeah.
From home. It's just like, so I think that's how he's going to weed out his, whoever refuses to show up at the office, you're done working for the company.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's very adamant about that position. It's like, he doesn't believe in the whole home economy of like labor force. He's like, nah, it's bullshit. Come to the office, damn it.
Yeah.
Come to work.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Do you think people?
It depends on the industry.
Yeah.
And,
I feel like
the position of what it is you actually do. There's a lot of things that tasks wise are very like observable, like from the distance. You don't actually have to see the person do the thing.
Yeah.
And you can see whether or not it's being done. It's like, let those people stay home.
Yeah.
Like, what do you need them around for, to be honest? It's like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's certain things a little more on the creative spectrum of like a company or an organization.
Like direction and like,
Things that require like a little higher level of thinking on a day-to-day basis. You got to be present. You just have to be.
Yeah. All right, so there's a whole lot of stuff in the macro sense that are contributing to the equities not reacting similarly to Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah.
So I wonder what the difference is, and one of the concepts here is that it's actually decoupling.
Yeah.
From traditional equities.
Yeah, because like we were just saying, stocks are still they're not like triggering circuit breakers or anything like that, but they're definitely still on a downtrend.
Yeah.
And while the Bitcoin and crypto markets have, largely kind of taken a pause.
But you know what? Yeah. It's because it's been priced in, right?
Well, it's also because, Bitcoin is so overly volatile. It's already like overreacted, I'd say. Like Bitcoin's down like 80%.
Yeah.
And everything else, 95+%. Like there just really isn't much room left to capitulate,
Yeah.
But from the equity standpoint, like I think they're only down 40-50% across the board. So there's definitely more room available to capitulate, So there's that. That's why it kind of makes sense why there would be a little bit of a decoupling here.
Yeah.
It's just one market is a little more exhausted than the other.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I would agree with that assessment, dude.
Would you?
Yeah.
Right on, dude. Right on, dude.
And so I guess the question is, well, why is Ethereum up roughly 20% over 7 days? And it's because of the deflationary aspect of Ethereum is taking over.
Yeah, remember when we were covering the merge, pre-merge, and we're like, man, let's look into what's actually going to change here.
Yeah.
And one of the big things was like the reduction in their, I guess, emissions protocol or something like that.
I got another tweet here. It says, this is pretty insane. The supply change in ETH since the merge is around 1,300 ETH. If ETH was still on proof of work, the supply change would be roughly 500,000
since
ETH.
The merge, right?
Since the merge, yeah.
That's fucking insane. So yeah, it's only been plus 1,350, and at some point, if they enter a deflationary stage, then there's going to be a reduction in the ETH supply, like from here on out, which is pretty fucking wild. That's a radical shift to the whole economic, value perception of Ethereum, right?
So what
happens? Up until now, I've only thought of Ethereum as, it's gas. It's gas of the network.
Yeah.
To enable smart contract and, DApp ecosystems to exist, it's like that's the value of it. So I thought of it kind of like I don't know, just that.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like a utility token.
Exactly. Yeah. But now it's starting to show potential, actual
like speculative reasons to hold the token.
Well, it's comparable now to like a Bitcoin, like an actual value asset, right?
Yeah. So what are you saying?
I don't know, dude. I think Ethereum at some point, if it actually comes to be that Ethereum ends up in a persistent deflationary state, I could see the market picking that up as a signal to, appreciate it a little bit more than Bitcoin, dude.
So world reserve currency status for Ethereum now?
Why not?
I don't know.
Why Bitcoin and why not Ethereum?
I feel like Bitcoin lends itself for like storage, while Ethereum lends itself for spending.
But
because of its nature of its utility token, you got to spend it.
You do, but you also don't. Is the thing.
You do. If you don't spend it, then you're not using the Ethereum network.
Well, yeah, but if you don't use Bitcoin, you're not using the Bitcoin network.
But that's its purpose, though.
That's not its purpose, according to Satoshi's white paper.
No, it's not. It's not. But that's its new calling.
No, I understand. Yeah,
right?
because but Ethereum can have a multi-purpose to it, right? It can be leveraged for people who understand the value of the network. Yeah, it's a spending unit.
Yeah, true.
But and they see that side of the value, and then the other side of the value is it's becoming more and more scarce, right?
Yeah.
So factor in those two things. Ethereum is building one of the most flourishing. It is the most flourishing Web3 ecosystem in existence. Now they have tons of competitors, but nonetheless, this one is becoming more and more scarce.
There isn't a competitor with deflationary token.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
like,
it's certainly not as big.
So if you're like a very powerful, wealthy nation state on the planet, you wouldn't like weigh this like opportunity. It's like, man, Bitcoin, it's not deflationary, but it is verifiably scarce.
Yeah.
With a finite supply.
Yeah.
All the tangible features we love to see from our stores of values, right? Gold, very comparable. And I think another one of those like article tenants was Bitcoin is starting to correlate closer to gold now, right? It's like a 50% corollary pair now. So it's starting to come to be. But all I'm saying is Ethereum has flippening potential. That's all I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that you're right. However, I don't feel, and this is just my opinion, I don't feel like that will happen. And I don't think it's necessary for that to happen for Ethereum to have like any sort of value, right? Like, what difference does it make?
I mean, it's a huge difference. 1 and 2. Nobody wants to be number 2. Everyone wants to be number 1. What do you mean? All I'm saying is you can.
But being number 1, does that like have more value for Ethereum? Like, is it going to be more valuable as number 1?
Yes.
I mean,
that's why it's number 1. Yes, that's more valuable.
Okay, I should rephrase. More useful as number 1.
Well, it's already more useful.
No, but is it going to be more useful?
We're only talking about value here, is it? As far as like utility and usefulness, Bitcoin doesn't have a chance.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like from a utility standpoint.
Yeah, but right now, value, like Bitcoin's more valuable.
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is it doesn't really change anything once Ethereum is 1. Like there's no change to Ethereum is what I'm saying, other than its perceived value.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it could change a lot of things if Ethereum becomes recognized as
like the
number 1, it's beating Bitcoin and world appreciation. Yeah, I think it changes a lot. Like as far as like which developers choose to spend. I want to develop on the number 1 most valuable like ecosystem on the planet.
Well, I mean, if what you're saying is true, then everybody would be on Bitcoin as a developer.
Because there's nothing to do. Bitcoin has no usefulness to it. That's the problem.
Right, but.
I mean,
but just because it's number 1, I don't think developers are just going to go to number 1 just because it's number 1. I think they're going to go to where there's stuff to do and then there's liquidity there.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean it has to be number 1, is what I'm saying.
No, it doesn't. But I'm saying if it becomes number 1, more liquidity will be present in the Ethereum ecosystem, right?
Therefore attracting more developers.
Yeah,
from the Web 2 space.
Yes, if you're in Ethereum, like if you have a heavy stake in Ethereum, you definitely want this to happen, right?
Oh yeah.
As much of like a cohesive effort the whole Web3 movement is, it's very competitive, very tribalistic.
But it doesn't need to happen for Ethereum to like
I didn't
still
say
take over the planet.
It needs to happen. I'm saying there are now new variables that make it likely to happen. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. I mean,
but what would that mean to you if you saw Bitcoin get depegged by Ethereum? Like, how would you react to that?
I wouldn't react any differently than I already do. It's like maybe gold is like not the most useful asset on the planet, but maybe Bitcoin is not the most useful cryptocurrency on the planet, but it has its purpose.
Yeah,
and like I'm with the purpose of Bitcoin. I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist because it's number 1 on the charts. That doesn't really matter to me. I mean, Ethereum has a lot going for it being number 1. It should, theoretically, it should be because it's the most useful platform.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not. My heart's not broken.
Yeah, I didn't expect that much.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It just changes a lot. It changes the whole ethos, right? And it kind of does ruin Bitcoin's narrative as being digital gold. in that scenario, Ethereum becomes the digital gold.
I mean, what's more valuable, land or gold?
Okay, I see what you're saying here now. Okay, yeah.
So it's
land.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's like the most valuable thing on anything, right?
That's a good point. Okay.
So it's like,
well, if it comes out, so in other words, it's just Bitcoin and Ethereum. They equally, maybe not equally. I think countries desire land more than they do gold. That's why Russia is like in a huge fucking effort to acquire some land as we speak.
Right.
But gold is up there though, as far as like what people are willing to die for. So
yeah, it is up there.
Yeah. So no, yeah, you're right. Nothing really changes, but I do see a future where Ethereum could potentially trump Bitcoin. But yeah, nothing really changes. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
gonna be fine.
We could all still powwow and like move forward from there.
Yeah, we're gonna start like a chat war.
I know,
because of this conversation.
I know, dude. But yeah, just another reason to be bullish on Ethereum is the layer 2 Zksync.
Yes.
It's only a few days out from release. We've been talking about it the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, all these links that we're going to share in the description below. So only 3 days left. 2.0 launch on mainnet.
Yeah, so there's a lot of speculation on an airdrop at some point. I listened to one of their Twitter spaces recently, and I think they said like the first week or two of November, they're going to make a big grand announcement that's going to shake everything up. That probably means like, token drop.
You get some money and you get some money.
Yeah. So if you look at their like their testnet activity, it's been through the roof, mainly because people are
because they're
speculating and they're out there testing everything on the testnet to try and qualify for some airdrop. So
yeah.
I mean, I have a feeling like if there is one, the snapshot has already occurred, but I recommend just, dilly-dallying if you can on the testnet of Zksync before they release, because you never know. Maybe they will drop some tokens to everybody. But yeah, their ecosystem seems to have tons of anticipation, dude. There's a lot of dApps already like registered to launch with them.
Here's some features of Zksync 2.0. EVM and Web3 compatible, no security re-audit for Solidity and Viper. Porting is effortless, inherent to full security of Ethereum. Fast transactions per second, lower gas fees, build on Zksync 2.0 in the future proof permanently.
Yeah.
So to be future proof. And there's another section in this tweet where they go over some projects already on Zksync, or that will be prepared ready. That's Graph Protocol, Etherscan, Chainlink. You got Alchemy, Infura,
Uniswap and Aave. These are all the primitives, basically.
Compound Finance, Aave, Uniswap.
Yeah.
Dune Analytics, Covalent, dApp Radar. Let's see. Ramp Network.
Mm-hmm.
All these like we've covered before.
Yeah. So this is like, I mean, it makes sense. These are all Ethereum DeFi protocols that have been around for a couple of years now. So
yeah.
I mean, everybody's sitting around waiting for some sort of scalable alternative, right? Not everybody wants to be like DYDX and hop over to, Cosmos.
Cosmos, yeah.
There are a lot of development teams who are very loyal to Ethereum and, want to remain part of that security layer.
Yeah.
Right. So Zksync is obviously Polygon exists, but this is like another technology, right?
Yeah.
That Polygon at the moment does not offer, but they are in the plans.
They're working on it.
Yeah, they're going to offer their own, ZK EVM compatible solution, right? So right now, this is the
talk of the town.
This is the talk of the town. This is Ethereum's first big entrant, I guess, into the ZK era.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna see how this pans out, dude. This is definitely like like we just said, everything seems bullish, and if there is
that's right,
we need a catalyst to really get shit off the ground, just like when we had DeFi summer.
Yeah.
In 2019.
Was it 2019?
I think it was 2019. DeFi summer really pulled the market like out of the trenches, dude.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll be ZK summer. We'll see.
ZK summer. All right, we called it.
Wait, we're not even in summer anymore.
ZK winter?
ZK winter?
ZK spring.
ZK spring, maybe?
Yeah, it's more hopeful.
It'll probably take a couple months for like the actual integrations to happen.
Yeah.
Onto Zksync. So yeah, ZK spring makes more sense.
Yeah, so people are going to be swapping their tokens on ZK network and Zksync network. So should be interesting. Less gas fees, faster. equally as secure as Ethereum, right? These are all valuable like features.
Yeah, man. And if you did any degenning with the Reddit NFTs, like you could just feel the
it's coming back, right?
The greatness of like Layer 2.
Yeah.
Layer 2 it's just fucking great.
Yeah.
It's just so much cheaper.
Yeah, you don't single-handedly 3 million wallets have been opened and just in a snap. You're right. You couldn't do that with Ethereum. It would cost so much gas to like fund everything.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So you can actually build, consumer grade products on Layer 2.
That's right.
Reddit has proven that, and Zksync is on their way. So it's going to be interesting to see what these devs do.
All right. Well, let us know in the comment section below. Follow us on Twitter at The Block Runner, at MeadowZone.io, and at RoviAI, and we will catch you in the next video.
Peace.